Hello, I'm Rosie, Cake-Diva, and today we've got a special treat for you. I'm here with my Mini-Divas. Say hello, girls.
Hello. Hello.
And we're going to show you how to do something
Funny for Funny.
We've been trying to do something special for Red Nose Day, and I've made these Rice Krispie Treat monsters, which are fabulous but a little difficult for the Mini-Divas. So what we've done together are these fantastic cake pop monsters that you can do at home. And we've done them in 3 different ways. The first way was using a cake pop mould. The second way is by using cake and buttercream mixed together. And the third way is by using Rice Krispie Treats. So let me show you how we did that. First way, using a cake pop mould, very simple. You can buy these. This is a silicone one. You can get them in metal as well, and you simply bake them according to the instructions, and there's also a tutorial for that on my site on Facebook. The second way, we've used a normal cake. So this has just been a baked cake. This is a Madeira cake, and all I've done is coloured it red and blitzed it in the mixer, and Lily's going to mix that with buttercream. So we're using just enough buttercream here to bind it all together. So this cake is now just about holding together with the buttercream. So what the girls are going to do is take away a little bit. They're going to press it together, roll it into a ball, a nice tight ball, and just pop it on the baking paper. And we're going to then pop that in the freezer for them to harden up as nice little balls. Third way that I'm going to make these cake pops is by using Rice Krispie Treats. This one's Rice Krispie Treat. It's the easiest one to do, and it's also the tastiest, isn't it, girls?
Yeah!
Our favourite. Now, all I'm going to use is 45 grams of butter, 150 grams of marshmallows, and 100 grams, which is 3 cups, of Rice Krispies. So the first thing we're going to do is melt the butter in a pan. Very gently, on a very low fire, add the marshmallows. We're waiting for the marshmallows to be coated with the butter and to fully dissolve. Then we're going to spoon out 3 cups of Rice Krispies. Now we've got to work quickly. We're going to pour the marshmallow mixture into the Rice Krispies and stir them until they're all incorporated. This gets a little bit tacky. Aim to put it in the middle, because the minute it hits the side of the bowl it starts to go hard. This actually feels like a horrible consistency, but it's worth having a go at because it really does come together quite nicely. So I'm going to leave it just a little while until it's slightly cooler. Now I'm going to simply put a layer of Trex, or in America they call this Crisco, and I'll just put a very thin layer on my hands, because if I start delving in there I'm just going to get sticky fingers and nothing will work for me. So I've just got a thin barrier on my hands, and I'm going to take a little bit of the mixture and simply pull it together. Nice round ball, girls. I'm going to fix the lollipop stick a little bit differently, but because these Rice Krispie Treats are actually quite sticky, all you need to do is pop the stick in, fix it over, and it will dry like that, so that's fine. So I'm going to do these now before they set a little harder. So we're just going to put all our cake pops on sticks. They've got a little bit of a spare tyre where they seeped out, so Madeline's just trimming them, ready to go on the cake pop sticks. And the ones that we've got out of the freezer are nice and hard, and I'm just letting them soften down a little bit because I'm going to put the cake pop sticks in there too. Now the one thing we're going to do first is melt some chocolate. We're melting the chocolate using the double boiler method, which means I'm using a pan of boiling water and I'm sitting a bowl on top of that with the chocolate in. So now we've got our melted chocolate, we want to put our sticks in, and Madeline's just using a little bit of melted chocolate. Maybe she's using a bit more than a little bit of melted chocolate.
It's chocolate.
And she's sticking it into our cake pop or our buttercream and cake ball. And we're just going to pop those in the fridge until they set up nice and hard, so they're not going to come off when we dip our cake pops later. I've poured the chocolate into this little cup, just a normal cup, and the reason is it makes it so much easier to dip our cake pop in. I've simply popped it in there. Now I'm going to make sure it's covered, pull it back up, and this is the tricky bit because this is really annoying. You have to tap it a bit, get rid of all the excess, and then really the best way that we found to make them as nice as possible is to twist them and turn them until they cool down a bit, and then I'm going to put them in the fridge to set up. Now we've got our cake pops all set, we're going to decorate them. We're going to stick some eyes on, we're going to stick some mouths, scales, anything else. So what we're using, we've simply got some black fondant. You can use royal icing and pipe it if you want, but it's simpler for the children to use black fondant. So they're going to use that for the eyes and the mouths. And I'm going to use some red to quickly do some feet, because these monsters this year, 2013 monsters, have got feet. So I'm simply going to take a little bit of red fondant, press it down, bring it to a point at one end, nearly a point, and I'm going to use either a knife or a tool to cut that into, and I'm actually going to go quite a way down because it needs to get up the top of the cake pop stick, and I'm just going to make 3 toes by putting 2 indents on each side, 1, 2, and then with a little bit of water or sugar glue if you wish, I'm going to take one of the cake pops that needs feet, pop the feet underneath and press them together. So now he can do with a mouth this one. Who wants to put a mouth on this one?
Why did the banana go to the hospital?
Why?
Because it wasn't